Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. Yesterday, Owlcat dropped a new hotfix for Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Now, usually I don't cover hotfixes on the channel. I wait for full patches and just put up a community posting on YouTube regarding the hotfix so all of you are aware. But this is an exception because there are actually a couple of really cool updates in the hotfix, and they're both things that I have mentioned before in previous videos, so I felt like there are many of you who would benefit from a full video going through some of the different upgrades. With that, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we'll talk about is what so many of you have been pinging me about on different platforms. Owlcat has heard the feedback and chosen to upgrade the alignment for Drunken Master. Now, for those who aren't aware, in the last DLC, Drunken Master was added as an archetype, but unfortunately, you had to pick a lawful or neutral alignment, which is, of course, consistent with how all the other monk archetypes are treated, but doesn't really make sense for Drunken Master. So a lot of people have complained, and finally Owlcat has updated it where now you can be a chaotic or neutral alignment. So you cannot be lawful and play as Drunken Master anymore if you start up a new game. If you're already in the midst of a playthrough, then it will basically grandfather you into the original settings, it seems. Now, this of course also means that as a Drunken Master, you will be able to select the Kalian deity, which is of course a combination many people, me included, wanted to run. In fact, I've decided now that I'm going to do 2 more runs of Wrath of the Righteous. At first, I was only going to do a demon run because it's the only mythic path that I actually never finished. I was absolutely burnt out on the game by the time I got to demon, and so I saw the ending and some of the other in-game stuff via clips on YouTube, but didn't play through it myself. So I want to play through a full demon experience so I understand what that's like. And then I think for my very last playthrough, because I actually hate my last run on the game being evil, so I think I'm going to do 1 more playthrough of Azada, where I'll be this Drunken Master and combine it with Kalian, and it'll be a great opportunity to hear some more of that voice acting for Avu. So really looking forward to that. Definitely glad Owlcat made this update. One other update regarding Drunken Master. Previously, when it was first released, key items that expand the key pool for monks wouldn't work with this archetype because the key pool that it uses is different. It specifically helps you get more drunk and has some of those mechanics. But now that has been changed, where abilities and items you use that are supposed to expand the key pool for a monk will now work with Drunken Master. So once again, it's a great time to dive into a new playthrough with this archetype. Definitely glad Owlcat addressed this. Another archetype that I'm really happy Owlcat addressed is Sable Company Marine. Now, this is another one that dropped with the recent DLC, and its claim to fame is it gives you access to the Hippogriff, which is a new pet. Now, the reason why the Hippogriff is so awesome is it has an ability called Flying Attack, which allows it to essentially dive bomb into enemies, and that is treated as a charge, and a character who is mounted on top of the Griffin also will do a full attack while this charge is occurring. So it's an extremely powerful move all the way around. Previously, the unfortunate problem was that this flying attack could only be used when you were looking at the Hippogriffin's attack bar. And for those who don't know, in turn-based mode, if you are mounted on top of a pet, the pet never actually takes its own separate turn. Instead, the person who's mounted on top of the pet takes its turn, and then based upon what you do, the pet might also take an action. So if you do an attack against an enemy within melee distance, then the pet will also automatically attack, right? but this is an issue if you wanted to have access to the Hippogriff's specific abilities. You basically had to go into the hotbar, manually bring up the Hippogriff, and then manually use the ability from its hotbar. But now, Owlcat has changed all that, and instead, the abilities that are specifically for the Hippogriff will show up on the hotbar for whoever has that Sable Company Marine archetype, allowing you to be able to use it without switching back and forth between those two characters. Really, really freaking cool, because obviously you're going to want to use flying attack all the time, and this is going to make it much easier. The Hippogriff also gets a strongest wings ability that will be available from the hotbar as well. This makes the archetype significantly more viable. It was already fantastic. Hippogriff is one of the best pets you can have. So definitely, Drunken Master and Sable Company Marine got huge upgrades with this hotfix. One other big change that has been made is some people noticed pet progression was lagging one level behind after the recent updates from the DLC, and that has also now been fixed. So your pets should progress at the levels that would be expected. I didn't feel like I experienced this, but there were definitely a lot of people who said they were having that problem. And again, I haven't really been doing a full playthrough of the game. So at the end of the day, if this is one of the things you're experiencing, you should stop experiencing it now. All right, now there are two other smaller changes that I felt were still noteworthy. The elk got a new charge in the last update, but there were complaints about it not working properly. I don't understand what exactly was wrong with the charge. I haven't seen that information. I've just seen people complaining, and I never used the elk, so I don't have clarity on what the issue was. But whatever it was, Owlcat says it has now been fixed and the elk should work properly. And then finally, for those of you who have been using Mantis Zealot, really cool archetype added with the last DLC. Its capstone ability aspect of the Mantis now has been visually upgraded. I don't have a level 20 Mantis Zealot, so unfortunately I can't show you it directly, and I can't tell you what's the difference between how it looks now versus how it looked before. So for both the elk change and this one, if you all have some context regarding it, as far as what has changed, definitely let me know down in the comments. I'd definitely like some clarity on what has been adjusted. And that's it. That's all the information that I felt was pertinent regarding the hotfix. Of course, I'll have the patch notes in the description below, and there's lots more information about what they have changed, but it is not a full patch. So it's not the massive list of changes that you would usually expect when I do these type of videos. But I felt like these were really cool changes that a lot of people have been asking about, and so I thought it was worth making a video for it. Let me know down in the comments how you all feel about these changes, how you all feel about Dance and Mask overall, and the state of Wrath of the Righteous. And if there's any additional content, not story content, because I think Owlcat's made it pretty clear from a story standpoint they're done with Wrath. But is there anything mechanically or bug-wise or general updates you'd like to see from Owlcat for this game before they say, all right, we're officially completely done with it? Definitely want to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.